Today on Lifestyle, we are looking at what causes us to lose passion in our relationships. What do we have to do to bring that passion back into our relationships? And we are fortunate enough to be talking to David Kwaku. David is a life coach and a photographer. Kwaku, welcome.
Thank you.
Sometimes we start a relationship and everything seems to be so fired up, and then all of a sudden we lose it. What do you think are the causes of partners losing that passion they start with in their relationship?
Well, I think ultimately everything that starts with heat and fire has the potential to get cold. So if you look at any normal fire that you light, it will burn for a while, but it loses the ability to burn because the cinders, the elements that are making it combust, will either burn out, okay, or something else will then mitigate the ability of the fire to spread, right? So in the same way, when we look at our relationships, this is what's going on, right? So you have to ask yourself, are we burning ourselves out, okay, or is is there anything else that is in the environment which we live that is dampening our fire, like a wet blanket will put out fire? Is there anything else in the environment that's dampening our fire? So sometimes what tends to happen is that you find that people are burning out because they take each other for granted. So that's one of the causes. So by the time you start walking down that road of taking each other for granted, not respecting each other's individuality, you know, which is who they were before you came together, right? If you don't do that, these are the ways that the elements that could have kept burn out, okay? And then you also have external factors that dampen the fire, okay? So you have things like flirtations outside of the relationship, pressures of work, pressures of life. Life has pressure on its own. Life itself has pressure. So, for example, you're looking for money. You need to survive, so you have to look for money. Um, Ultimately, concentrating on these things tend to put a lot of pressure on relationships. So again, I advise people, you need to go into a relationship on basically equal terms, or level terms. Otherwise, what tends to happen is that one partner will be bringing in far more to the table than the other partner. And I'm not talking just about money. Okay, what are you bringing to the table? But that as soon as one partner feels that they're bringing a lot to the table as opposed to the other partner, they begin to lose the excitement that they had, because it's a matter of feeling that I'm being taken advantage of, or I'm just pouring out so much into this and I'm not getting equal measure back. There's lots and lots of things you could do. First of all, I would say that, what are some of the things that you remember excite you about the person, right? Don't forget those things. So, if let's say, for example, you both of you love to travel, right? If you both love traveling, then travel a lot. Fit it into your schedule, right? So let's say you both love traveling, and one has to go and work in Tamale for a week. The other one has maybe a flexible schedule at that time and can afford to also get away from the city in Accra for the same week. Why not? Just travel together. You see, you're not going to work as your partner is, but what happens at the end of the day is that the the effort and the actual move that you've made to travel together creates an exciting new experience. One of the things you can do is, if you both love reading, is to share the stories you're learning from the different books that you're reading. Okay, because you both love it so much. People who don't love reading do not understand what I'm talking about, right? But when you love reading, you know that when you've read, you want to share what you read, right? So if you both happen to love reading, then it's a good opportunity. You read, you share, you read, you also share. And it's exciting because as you're sharing, it's making me want to read what you read. It's not just the knowledge you're gaining, you're also gaining intimacy in the relationship.